created this thing called autocomplete.sh, and it's basically, if you use the terminal, it's bringing language models into it, and it allows you to like, it, basically every time you hit tab twice, it will fill in the rest of the commands. So it's pretty easy. You can to install. And let me just kind of get into it and show you what it looks like. So go back to the terminal, something like that. If you can see it, let me know if you can't. Yeah, so autocomplete is the terminal, but what's really nice about it is I can say, maybe you have a file like FFmpeg, and then you forget like how to remove audio and reformat to YouTube. And then you hit tab twice and the cursor turns green. It calls, in this case, OpenAI, and then returns back, this would be how you would remove the audio and convert it into a YouTube size. So it gives you, in this case, 4 or 5 examples. And it really could be anything. You just say like ls, remove list. You don't even have to write a command. You can just kind of start typing like list big bold files, hit tab twice. It's going to call, and then these are, different things, different ways in which you can call and find big files. So it's a really great way, rather than having to jump to Stack Overflow or do something like that to use it. And so one thing that's pretty cool about this is you can go autocomplete model, and we can select a whole bunch of different types of models. So I have right now, let me make the font just a little bit smaller, but basically we've got Grok, we've got all the Claude models, Gemini, Llama, Mixtral, and then Ollama. So if you want to run something locally with sort of none of your code or anything leaves, you can do GP2 Mini, and it keeps track of different things. So here we go, autocomplete usage. And it will show you, I've made 5 commands and it's cost me 0.2 cents, right? I also cache things for speed. And
So just to check, Sean, is this all in the terminal that you're showing
this
us
is
now?
all in the terminal, yeah. So this is basically 1,400 lines of bash code that I wrote. So it doesn't have any dependencies, and it's just a command line program, and it's wrapping all the API calls. So if you just put in your key when you select the model, if it can't find the key within the environment variables or anything, so you can type config, for example. I'll make this smaller again. Sorry, guys. Haven't quite got the. Yeah, so something like this maybe. Perfect. Yes. So here is showing. Do it again. Here we go. So that this is, it's showing that it's enabled. It has the costs, it has the caching directory, the endpoints, the logs. It's going to store, I'll show you how it does it and what it creates for the prompt in a second. It has the version, and then it has your keys, and it's sort of, hidden partially here. So, yeah. So so is there any like terminal command that you guys use that like you struggle? Like, anyone want to suggest something, like a task on the terminal that you do?
Killing Docker containers for me, because I
Okay.
don't do it often enough.
Yeah, so let's say launch Docker with port forwarding 8,000 and environment file and start Nginx or something. I don't know. So something like that. Okay, boom. So now we've got Nginx running on Docker with that port forwarded with your environment variable shared.
Okay, so it's just translated that into a way that the terminal can understand and execute.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives you, so I kind of right now have, basically 2 to 5 or so variants, depending on the model. And it, will return back the different variants, because there's obviously 100 different ways to do things and stuff like that. My Roomba in the background is complaining. Okay,
And if you
So-
want to execute the command, oh,
yeah, if you want to execute it, that's something with this autocomplete. Like just the bash completion syntax is a little tricky. Basically, right now it's like a, you know, a copy kind of paste sort of thing. Which, you know, is
or
and
it
then
could have
paste.
like the command autocomplete run 1, autocomplete run 2, and then it
Oh,
reads
okay.
the environment variable.
and then just executes it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That's good.
Well,
Even
the
better.
clipboard, I like the clipboard idea too, or like autocomplete copy 3, that could work too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll play around with that. That's a good idea. So the last thing, just if you guys like do prompt engineering and stuff, you can type autocomplete command, and then it also, you know, you can type anything here. So let's just do the like create GitHub repo init readme boxes typos and push to main, something like that. So you could run that, and it's again just gonna, that would be the same thing as hitting tab twice. And so now it gives you some beastie like one-liners to do it. But what's also kind of nice, you could type dry run at the end, and then this is the prompt that gets set. So this is what you can see. So I'll kind of start at the top here. It basically says here's the user command and what you give it, and then it gives you the terminal context. So this is the terminal it's running in with some, you know, the variables, what directory you're in, that kind of stuff. It also just lists all of the variables within your system that are defined right now. It doesn't give the values because I want to keep privacy stuff a little more secret. There's like history stuff, which I can right now I've disabled, but you know, would kind of put in the last 20 commands that you've run. And then it also gives you a list of all the files, like the 20 most recently modified files within your current directory. So it kind of knows like where you're working with and like what the values are. And then it also injects the any help information. So before I said like FFmpeg, and then I described something, it would actually just put the help information for the command into the prompt. So it has more context. And then it just says, you know, take a deep breath, you got this, return a JSON object. Kind of yeah, so all of this gets sent to the language model, and that returns back the list of commands. And yeah, so that's the basic stuff. You can mess around with the temperature. I don't know. The goal for me is just like, let's keep it like, just keep iterating really quickly and don't get bogged down with some of the like annoying stuff. I'm trying to remember how to do stuff in the terminal. Yeah. What do you
Awesome.
guys-
Thanks so much for sharing, John. Cheers.
Yeah. Any
I assume
any
you can
other-
hear our applause in here.
Yeah. Thank you guys. If I could ask one small favor maybe from people, is if you wouldn't mind going in and giving a star on the repo. I'm trying to, it's got like 11 stars right now. It'd be great to get some more on it, or any other feedback, and just play around with it. Yeah, I'll
drop
toss
the
the
link
link
on Slack
in
or
the-
Zoom or anywhere, and yeah, we'll sort that out. We'll share on
Sure.
Twitter as well. But yeah, it looks really good, man. I like the fact it's also forgiving in case you make typos as well, which I know is a smaller part of it, but